Okay, and we can see that in other cultures, in Chinese culture, right? Whenever someone want to attend, when want to visit a friend during, let's say, Chinese New Year, it is a taboo for them to wear the black dress. Cannot at all, right? Okay, so that is taboos. Okay, whereby it is banned by society. They cannot do it. Okay, maybe without any logical reason. Okay, but as it is a taboo, then they cannot do. It is not accepted. It is not approved by that society. Okay. And another important point in this slide is about it is passed down from generation to generation. Okay, so you can see the process. Okay, it is not that suddenly you adapt it. Right? It is not that suddenly you do certain actions. But it is because you have learned about the action before. Maybe you have been told by the parents. Maybe you have seen. Okay, the people always do that. Okay, so it comes from the past generation. So meaning that the action is already established long, long ago. Okay, and you just practice it. Okay, without, okay, maybe you didn't aware that you always practice it as the usual practice. Okay, related to man, society, and culture, in this topic, we are going to go further about anthropology. Okay, a new field, okay, that you have to study. Okay, what is anthropology? Okay, so basically, it derived from anthropos, okay, which means human, and logos. Logos is knowledge. When we combine these two words, it becomes knowledge about humans. Okay, so it is knowledge about the human being. Okay, when we say knowledge about humans, we need to focus now, what are the other elements that related to human? Human beings in this world are not living alone. Okay, when we talk about human, it must be related to the society. When an individual lives in a society, then there must be set of rules and regulation, the practice, the daily practices, and then it comes to the culture. Okay, what is field of anthropology? Okay, what do you have to understand about anthropology? Basically, what you have to understand is that anthropology is holistic in scope. It is very wide. You cannot just study man only on his physical part only. Okay, but it is more than that. It covers a comprehensive range of knowledge. Okay, it is different. When you study psychology, you also say that you study about man, about human being. But the scope of knowledge that you are going to go through is about the mind, the action, right? How they behave. That is the scope of psychology. But in this anthropology, it involves other related disciplines such as sociology, psychology, political science, philosophy, and literature. So you can see how it is very wide. Okay, after this we go further. What is sociology? Okay, sociology, psychology, I think you already understand. Okay, it is the study about the human behavior. Okay, we are going to study why and how people do such things. Okay, political science, it is about the governing of the society. Okay, usually we talk about the administrations in a society. That is political science. Again, it is related to society. Okay, philosophy. Okay, the philosophy is related to the concepts, the way of thinking, the interpretations part. Okay, that is philosophy. And literature related to the written works by the people. That is literature. Okay, so in the literature's work, it is related to the way of life. Okay, how people think, how people behave, they will translate and put into the written work. Okay. Okay, this is the other important elements for this topic. Culture. Okay, we have talked a lot about culture just now. But what culture? Okay, it is from the Latin word colere, okay, which means to cultivate. Okay, it is like to enhance, to establish, okay, to do something, okay, to do something regularly. Okay, so that is the meaning of culture. Okay, I hope you can go through the details in the course module, okay, about the meanings of culture, because it has a very broad definitions. Okay, culture is cultivated. The key terms here is cultivated. Okay, within the individual, it's either consciously or subconsciously. It's either you aware or you do not aware about it, so that he becomes a social being. So again, we come to this term of social being. Okay, social being meaning that when an individual live in a society, of course, we are going to follow the laws of conformity, right? Of course, when we live in a society, we want our actions to be accepted by other people. We want to do the actions which other people also do it. Other people understands our action and it is approved by the society. Of course, we do not want to be alienated from the society. Okay? So in order to further understand about the meaning of culture, I would like to suggest to you, okay, to go through this book. Okay? This book also become the important book, okay, the reference for introduction to social science. Okay, in this book, there are few chapters that discuss about sociology, the definitions of culture. Okay, so it is good for you to go through this book and introduction to the study of society. Okay, so this is by Algina F. Hunt. Okay, this is a very famous book. Okay. Okay, what is the relationship between culture and society? Okay, I hope just now you already understand the role of human being in a society. Okay, and how human being is regarded as a social being. Okay, it is never ever been regarded as individual being, but they are, okay, human beings are considered as a social being. Okay, again, we try to really understand, okay, what is the concepts of culture. Culture refers to aspects of life that is learned or by cultivated within a person and is cognitive and symbolic in nature. Okay, so you can see many important points over here. It is learned, it is cultivated within a person, cognitive, okay, and also symbolic in nature. Okay, cultivated meaning that it is enhanced. Okay, something that you have adapted, okay, and then it is enhanced and enhanced. It become a regular practice. Okay, so that is the cultivated, okay, within a person. It is learned. Okay, it is not an automatic process, but it is through learning. Either you aware or you're not aware. Either you conscious or you are not conscious. Okay, maybe sometimes you didn't aware because you have been told when you were little girl, little boy, right, that you have to do this, this, and this. Whenever you want to pass by, okay, anyone, okay, in Malay culture, we have to lower down our shoulder, right, just to show respect. So that is symbolic in nature. Okay, maybe for other culture, they do not have this. Okay, and they keep thinking, why this Malay girl, okay, when they want to pass down a group of people, they have to lower down a little bit shoulder. Okay, so it is like asking for excuse, right, because just to show that you respect the people. So this is symbolic in nature, which only have in certain society, but maybe in other society, they do not have those action. Okay, society refers to a social organization, okay, that involves patterns of human interaction which determine how we should behave in the presence of others. Okay, so again, as a social being, when an individual did not live alone, when they have to live with other people, they want others to accept them. Okay, They want to well behave in the presence of other people. Okay? And society here refers to a social organization. What do you understand with social organization? Okay, what is social organization? Okay, usually in social organization, there are the structures of society, right? Okay, the structure of society, maybe they have from the family institution, mother, father, the grandfather, the great-grandfather, okay? And outside the house, outside the relative members, okay, so there are other groups of people. Maybe with those respected people, okay, maybe with the local rulers, okay, so those are under the social organization. Okay, so when we want to present ourselves to the people, of course, we expect that people can accept our way. Okay? Okay, look at the characteristic of culture. Okay? There are, as you can see in the slides, there are many characteristics of culture. Culture is shared, okay, it is learned, it is taken for granted, it is influences biological process, it is changing, culture is universal, culture is adaptive and maladaptive, okay, culture is integrated. Okay? Okay, how culture is shared? Okay, what is the meaning of culture is shared here? When we say the concept of sharing, meaning that from one people to another people, they share the same thing. Okay, so culture is not belong to an individual, but they share, meaning that they have the mutual understanding about certain action. Okay, the other people can accept the other behavior. That is how it is shared. Okay, and culture is learned. Okay, learn here because it has already been passed down from generation to generation. Okay, so it is not that suddenly you accept it as a culture. It is due to the usual practice. It is due from what you have observed, you have seen. Okay, maybe it is due to what you have been told from the previous generation, then you follow certain action. Okay, the other point is that culture is taken for granted. Do you aware that whatever you are doing is already part of your culture? Look at your way of life. Okay, how you regard things. Why you do such thing. Okay? Okay, every day we have to eat. Right? We eat using our hands. Okay? When we eat, did you realize or not? That is your culture. The way you eat is part of your culture. Okay? But maybe because you do it every day, you didn't aware that that is already part of your culture. Okay, so that is why it is said that culture is taken for granted. You try to think, what are the other actions or your behavior that you do daily, but you didn't aware that that is part of your culture. Okay? Okay, the other points. Influences biological process. What are biological process? Okay, as I mentioned just now, the way you eat. Every day you have to eat, right? That is the example of the biological process. Okay? And then, whatever resources that you have, it will influence the way you eat. Okay, for example, in some country, in India, for example, they have wheat, right? So when they have wheat, they can produce those types like what? Roti canai, roti naan. Okay, so when they have this type of food, in order for them to eat, of course, it is more comfortable for them to use hands. Right, so this is how it influenced the biological process. Okay? And then, okay, culture is changing. Okay? What is culture is changing? Culture is always changing by two means. It's either by innovation or by cultural diffusion.